Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, the finish line. What federal and state officials are saying in their final message about the hantavirus outbreak response here in Nebraska. Plus, tax levy talk, what Lincoln Public Schools is revealing about their new budget and what it means for taxpayers here in the city. And new eligibility era, the new decision from the NCAA, and how it will impact student athletes all over the country. But first tonight, even though it's technically summer now, it's certainly not really feeling too much like it.
I am really loving being able to have just the screen door open.
It's been a little cooler outside than usual, but some people, like citizen journalist Melanie here, making the most of the 70-degree days. Melanie says she really hasn't needed to turn up her AC recently, and that's helping to keep her electric bills a little lower. And maybe if you're like me, you've been keeping your windows open throughout the night, letting a nice little breeze in. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. A cool and gloomy day in the capital city. When is a warm-up going to come our way? Let's send things on over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins to find out. Rusty?
Oh, be careful what you ask for. That's all I gotta say. Because when you ask for it to warm up in near July, Mother Nature goes, fine, here we go. We'll get to that forecast here in a second. First, severe weather down to the south towards just west of Dallas. Some strong storms in Oklahoma. This goes all the way up through Kansas. And there's a little line right here, little frontal boundary. See the lightning? Just north and east of O'Neill. That's been there for a while. Probably seeing some heavy rain accumulating in northeastern Holt County into parts of Knox County, and it trying to spark a shower thunderstorm in south central Nebraska. But in Lincoln, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, 27th Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln Cam. It's a pretty nice day, 76 degrees. It's summer, but here we go, 76. Like I said, things will change. Between 70 and 76 degrees for almost everybody, only 68 in Scotts Bluff, 75 Beatrice, 76 in Lincoln. Dew points a little higher in the 60s today. We were in the 50s yesterday. Hour by hour, temperatures drop to around 60 by early tomorrow morning, and the wind is a non-factor. We'll talk more about that warm up and when it'll get here in a couple of minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Rusty. Let's take a live look here at roads in Lincoln now. This is Centennial Mall and N Street, of course, right down by that downtown area. So it's going to be a little bit of a busier area, but people stopping at the stoplights, not really seeing too much traffic at this moment. Although it's been feeling pretty cool outside, we're surely going to get the heat here soon, like Rusty was talking about, so we might as well enjoy this while we can. Citizen journalist Elizabeth sharing her morning view. You can see the blue skies off in the distance and the wind blowing through the tree there. Let us know how you're making the most of this cooler start to summer by scanning the QR code on your screen and downloading our Now Local News app. New details now from officials as quarantine ends for those exposed to the hantavirus. Plus, we're getting an inside look at the National Quarantine Unit now that it's empty.
Good afternoon. I'm Emma Norwood. UNMC providing one final update today regarding those passengers that were on board the cruise ship during a hantavirus outbreak. They also gave us the first ever tour of the National Quarantine Unit where those passengers were staying for the past 6 weeks. Now, coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, we'll hear from leaders of the team as they tell us what they did right, what they're doing now to help other facilities in case something like this were to occur again, and how they're thanking the community for all of the support during this time. I also got to walk around each room and see all of the features that were included for those that were staying in the rooms and how it made them more comfortable.
Well, of course, we've been following this hantavirus outbreak and the rush to contain it, bringing you all the updates from every angle through our Now Local News app. These videos you're taking a look at here, just a few that our team has been uploading over the past couple of months. Now, if you want to stay updated, simply scan the QR code and download our Now Local News app. That's where you can find everything you need to know about the outbreak and other big local stories. Breaking now, Lincoln Public Schools is proposing a budget that would not increase the tax levy. Tonight, the district is sharing their preliminary budget proposal for the upcoming school year. And just minutes ago, the school board starting a work session to present their plans, which would keep the tax levy at the same level. Right now, it's at $1.02 per $100 in property valuation. At 6 o'clock tonight, the school board will have their regular meeting. The public can go share their thoughts on the new budget proposal. Plus, throughout this whole week, they're getting together to host budget sessions. You can join in person to voice your opinions or give your input on an online form. New at 4:30, 5 states are hitting a roadblock as they attempt to regulate what families can buy with food stamps. Nebraska is one of the states that's banning people from using SNAP benefits to buy sugary drinks and candy. The Trump administration issuing waivers to Nebraska, Colorado, Iowa, Tennessee, and West Virginia, letting those states enforce the new regulations. But today, a federal judge in Washington, D.C. striking down the restrictions, saying the Department of Agriculture does not have the authority to approve those waivers. This decision comes after 5 food stamp recipients filed a lawsuit saying they need the restricted items for health and wellness. Developing now, several companies are being sued, accused of using AI to drive up gas prices as millions of Americans struggle with high costs. ABC's Elizabeth Schultze explains.
At a time when gas prices had been close to record highs, this is a new lawsuit claiming gas stations are potentially driving up prices at the pump even more with the use of artificial intelligence. The suit, filed by a group of consumers in California, accuses companies that operate nearly 2,000 gas stations in the state of using an AI tool called Calibrate. The lawsuit claims that that tool uses an algorithm to automatically adjust prices based on confidential data, potentially inflating the cost of gas by as much as 30 cents a gallon. The lawsuit says that the software is used by at least 6 companies, including BP, Circle K, Marathon Petroleum, 7-Eleven, Albertsons, and Walmart. In a statement, Walmart tells us, "We are reviewing the complaint and will respond appropriately to the court." The other companies or the maker of that AI tool have not yet responded to requests for comment. California does already have some of the highest gas prices in the state. The average price per gallon right now still close to $6 compared to the national average just below $4 a gallon. This complaint says that a single cent increase at the pump can make a big difference for drivers there, costing as much as $134 million per year. So the key takeaway here, we are seeing algorithms set pricing across many more industries like travel, but there are signs that consumers are starting to push back and ask for more transparency. Back to you.
Tonight, we've got new details, a good update in the search for a missing Lincoln man. Lincoln police say they have now found Daniel Moore, and he is safe. He went missing around midnight on Monday, and the 42-year-old was last seen at a gas station on O Street. Police saying it was an urgent search because he needs medication for mental health conditions. They have been looking for him over the past couple of days. But around 2 o'clock this afternoon, LPD finding Moore. They say he is okay. New developments now, an NCAA panel voting to approve changes to eligibility rules for college athletes. The decision is giving D1 athletes 5 years to play 5 seasons of college sports, starting when they're enrolled full-time in college or the academic year after their 19th birthday. Now, in the past, their eligibility clock started at the time of enrollment, but it did not impose any age limits. This decision also eliminates waivers for red shirts and injuries. The new rule will take effect in fall. When we come back after the break, some tough news for Husker Nation. A Nebraska men's basketball player will be away from the court for the near future. Our Nate Johnson joins us to tell us why and what's next for the team. And coming up all new at 5, response to heartbreak, what Savannah Guthrie is saying tonight after shocking news in the search for her mother. We'll be right back. A Husker basketball player is out for the next several weeks with an injury, but will this impact the team during the season? Let's send things over to Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson for the details on what happened. Nate.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Well, certainly not the update you want to see this offseason, but freshman Colin Rice suffered a broken bone in his right hand during a team workout earlier this week. Rice, a Waukee, Iowa native and four-star product, was ranked as the 91st best player in his class by ESPN and a top 80 player by other media outlets. Rice will be sidelined for the remainder of the summer practices. According to athletic trainer Andrew McCabe, Rice will be in a protective splint for approximately 6 weeks before returning to on-court drills with the hope to be cleared to return to full activity when the team resumes workouts in late August. Rice has a lot of potential as a playmaking forward at 6'8", 6'9". And I know the Huskers are excited about his upside, so we'll be praying for a speedy recovery and a smooth transition back to the court later in August or maybe early in September. Well, plenty more to talk about in the Sports Zone. We'll see you there at 6. For now, the Mackenzie will go ahead and send things back over to you.
All right, thank you for that update, Nate. Happening tonight, the NBA draft begins. We're just hours away from the first round of the draft, and it's all right here on ABC. Now, one of the most talked about nights in basketball is the Washington Wizards will have the #1 pick tonight, and all eyes are on A.J. Debonsa, a star player who averaged more than 25 points per game with BYU. He is projected to be the top pick tonight, and you can find out who your favorite teams are picking up right here on Channel 8. The draft starts at 7 o'clock our time tonight, and then the second round will be tomorrow. The first 30 picks, although, will happen tonight. Plus, when it's all over, you don't have to change the channel. You can stay here to watch our late newscast. Let's send things on over now to meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for our full forecast at 4:30. Rusty?
Keeping an eye on this over here, just an isolated cell. Not going very far, very fast. So we'll zoom in on this. I'll point out, though, that Lincoln and Beatrice, Omaha, Columbus, Grand Island, not much going on. Looked like there was a little blip over by Columbus. I think that was false return. But we did have some rainfall that moved through earlier. Now another secondary band of showers and thunderstorms trying to expand. Notice, though, it's just kind of sitting here. This is a radar loop over the last hour, and it's just been in this area, just northeast of O'Neill, Verdigris, just west of there. We'll keep an eye on it. It's not severe. It's just dropping quite a bit of rain and lightning and thunder every now and then. 48th and Cornhusker Highway. What is that? I have no idea what that is. I just noticed it. Anyway, still lots and lots and lots of issues here, but good luck, buddy. Oh, wait, I got to watch this. Hang on. No. Oh, he hit that. He hit it. Oh, my goodness, look at that. Yeah, he just put, oh my, whoa. This is entertaining for me, I apologize. Oh my, look at that car just sitting there. 12.74 inches, I can't believe we just saw that. 12.74 inches of rainfall so far this year. Normal's at 14.29. We're still about an inch and a half. We'll try to make up lost time. Temperature-wise, not very warm. This is not summer-like at all. Middle and upper 70s yesterday, lower and middle 70s today. Temperatures dropped to around 60 this morning. That's semi, just, I mean, I get it. There's not a lot of room for that guy. 70s all the way through 10 p.m. and I think we'll drop into the middle 60s just after midnight. Very unsettled but unorganized, so that's good. It means rainfall but no severe weather, at least for now. Some storms rolling through Minneapolis, some storms down here in eastern Oklahoma into parts of Kansas, but for us it's just kind of scattered showers to the north, maybe some thunderstorms. There's that flood. If you see at the top of your screen, there's a flood warning going on. That's it right there, just west of McCook. A lot of rain fell there recently. There's the storms to the north. They try to spread and move to the south and east. So north central, northeast, and maybe eastern Nebraska. A few scattered showers and thunderstorms, but notice by 6 a.m. they all kind of fizzle out. What we'll be watching for is more storms in central Nebraska by tomorrow morning, and then off to the west, here comes a severe weather threat, mainly for southwestern and western Nebraska by Wednesday evening. So we'll talk more about that storm threat in a few.
Rusty. We're going to take a live look at some roads here. Probably nothing as interesting as what we just saw at 48th, but this is on Cornhusker Highway, a little bit east of the intersection we were just taking a look at. This is Havelock and Superior Street on Cornhusker Highway. You can see the construction is still stretching down into this area, but for the most part, looks like everything here is moving along just all right. Right now, the FAA is rolling out an AI system for the nation's airspace. The upgrade is aimed at reducing delays and cancellations. ABC's Michelle Franzen has those details.
The nation's airspace is getting an overhaul. The FAA is unveiling a new system using AI.
The largest overhaul in aviation since the jet age.
In a promotional video released by the Transportation Secretary, the upgraded program is designed to predict weather and adapt flights in real time.
Hello to Smart, the revolutionary technology upgrade that fixes your trip before you even pack your bags.
The government awarded the multi-million-dollar contract to Airspace Intelligence, or ASI, the company behind the state-of-the-art AI software. The FAA says it will analyze data to reduce delays and cancellations and boost airline on-time performance. The smart system is also expected to help increase airspace capacity. The updated system would improve the national airspace system, which the FAA says is very safe, but outdated and limited when it comes to anticipating the number and timing of forecasted flights due to weather, airport runway closures, and other issues. The FAA looking to improve performance at airports due to the air traffic controller shortage at many airports across the country. Travelers over the past year have faced growing delays and cancellations due to weather or issues with airline online computer systems.
There's a lot of frustration.
And the recent government shutdown also leading to long lines at security checkpoints due to a shortage of TSA workers. The FAA says it plans to start implementing the new system this fall. Michelle Franzen, ABC News, New York.
New tonight, police recruits build bridges before earning the badge. The Lincoln Police Department is thanking their community organizations for helping train their new recruits. Now, for part of their cultural awareness training, all of the new police officers meeting with nonprofits to learn about services that help support the people of Lincoln. LPD says the goal of all these different visits is to better understand the communities they will soon serve. Still ahead at 4:30, taking over the city, how soccer fans from all over the world are making their presence both seen and felt here in the United States. We also have some updates on the fight against wildfires in western Nebraska, why officials are now switching up the teams on the ground. That will be all new at 5 o'clock. We'll be right back. The World Cup is drawing fans from all over the globe to America, and those fans are making headlines while they're at it. After going viral for cheering on their country in Boston, Scotland's fans are now taking over Miami. ABC's Melissa Adon has that story tonight.
The Tartan Army is taking over America.
Come on, Scotland! Come on, Scotland!
In Miami Beach today, supporters of the Scotland national soccer team celebrated their country's first return to the World Cup in 28 years. The fans also paraded over Miami's Little Havana and danced their way through a Miami Marlins game Monday. ESPN says it was the Marlins' 8th highest attended game this season.
We just here to have fun and have a bevy and just have a laugh.
As they await Scotland's match against Brazil tomorrow.
The dance and the music is brilliant. Oh, fantastic. I love it here.
The Scots arrived in Miami after drinking their way through Boston. English fans now in Boston say they want to outdrink the Scots.
Buy more beers. We buy more beers.
Scotland get battered everywhere they go.
And it's not just the English and Scottish taking over America. Norway's fans visited the Good Morning America studio today to represent their nation. After the team defeated Senegal 3-2 and moved on to the round of 32, the players and fans celebrated with their signature Viking row in New York City, including on the subway and in the middle of Times Square. As for America's fans, there are watch parties all over the country. USA has already qualified for the round of 32. Their final group match is this Thursday against Turkey right here in LA. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Happening tonight, the Midwestern African Museum of Arts is opening a collaborative cultural space. Now, the goal is for this space to give the community an opportunity to engage with African history, culture, and artistic expression through hands-on programs, different cultural experiences, and some creative exploration. Now, they're going to have a lot going on at this event tonight. They have dance classes, drum circles, and events to connect participants with African culture. Tonight, they're holding their launch event for this area. It started not too long ago at 4 o'clock. It'll last until 8 p.m. Well, let's get our final check of the forecast now at 4:30. Rusty, take it away.
Still way cooler than we're supposed to be this time of year. We should be in the upper 80s, and we are in the middle 70s, lower 70s, even some 60s out there. So it is much cooler than it should be. Early tomorrow morning, we're looking at temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Look at that, lower 50s for the northwestern half of the state, middle 60s for just, well, not even the middle 60s, lower 60s. Yeah, cooler than average start. And another day tomorrow, I think we'll try for 80 tomorrow, so a little bit warmer, but most of us in the 70s, especially the further west you go. But Lincoln, Omaha, Nebraska City, likely around 80, 81, 82 degrees, but only 72 for high in Valentine, 73 in Chadron, 75s in Broken Bow and North Platte, 77 in Grand Island and McCook. Outside right now, we're looking at a pretty nice day. Now, there is a chance as we head through this evening that we could see a scattered shower or a thunderstorm. So we'll talk more about that. And there is heat headed our way eventually. There's a couple more cooler days, but the 90s are in the forecast. That coming up at 5.
Oh boy, we all knew it was going to be on its way. Thank you so much, Rusty. That's going to do it for Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Hold it and then do the family tomorrow. Put it all together.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join. trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, a cry for help.
This is the life that my sister lives, that I live, that my brother lives, that our extended families live, that our children live every day. And we are in agony.
Savannah Guthrie speaking for the first time since we learned the second ransom note says her mother is dead. What she's asking the public to do in response. Also tonight, from the nosebleeds, UNL announcing a golf course being built inside Memorial Stadium for 2 days. How you can get a shot to play the 9-hole course. Early injury. A Nebraska basketball player suffers a broken hand. How the injury is going to impact the Huskers' preparation for the upcoming season. And inside quarantine.
There's really no room for error.
Now that they're returning to their normal lives, hear the process of how the staff at UNMC took extra good care of the hantavirus-exposed patients. And right now, we are getting an inside look at the National Quarantine Unit in Omaha. KLKN following this story from start to finish, from the first person developing symptoms on that cruise ship to the American passengers landing in Omaha. Speculation and worry of the virus possibly spreading across the state at that time. A month and a half later, we get to see what the people in quarantine woke up to every single day. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. Our Emma Norwood today stepping into those quarantine units herself and hearing from local leaders about the end to the hantavirus saga.
It's really important for everybody to realize what took place in the last 6 weeks. This is the only place in the world that it could have happened.
UNMC opening its doors to the National Quarantine Unit on Tuesday, giving us a first look at what the 6-week living experience was like for the passengers of the cruise ship associated with a hantavirus outbreak. Each room very similar to a hotel, with a treadmill, fridge, microwave, coffee machine, TV, and personal bathroom.
Partnering with the guests that we had in here to understand what were their individual needs, our team went above and beyond, and our guests partnered with us to understand what did they each need and how could we provide that to them to make sure that this was as comfortable of an experience as possible.
The quarantine unit team providing one final update along with the tour, sharing how they were able to successfully keep both the passengers and Nebraskans safe.
There's really no room for error. And so everything we're doing in terms of daily meal delivery, daily symptom checks and temperature checks, the routine monitoring that we provide, to the more complex problem solving, the expertise and execution it takes to respond to all of those events was evident throughout the 6-week activation.
Each room is pressurized with filters constantly cleansing the air to ensure everything is contained. Now, with all passengers returning home, UNMC is proud to be the example of what to do during dangerous outbreaks.
We were able to use our experiences here for caring for the individuals exposed to Andes hantavirus to educate all of the other regional treatment centers who may be asked to provide these types of services, whether for quarantine or isolation. We were able to take our lessons learned and translate those into practical application strategies for our other partners across the country.
Reporting in Omaha, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
As for the passengers, they are finally enjoying their normal lives once again. One of them who we've been following closely, this guy right here, Jake Rossmarin, sending this video of him enjoying the rain for the first time since exiting the quarantine facility at UNMC. He says normally he'd avoid a summer storm, but after being inside for so long, the freedom of being outside feels amazing.
Okay, so one thing I love about being at my parents' and at home is there's always so much wildlife. And right now there are literally deer. And then right next to the deer are turkeys. And I'm literally just right outside of my parents' house.
Great to see him back outside and smiling after really letting the world in on a tough and scary time in his life while he was there at UNMC. You know, from the start of the outbreak to the patient's release, we had you covered every step of the way on our Now Local News app. Our team is always prepared to spring into action and bring you updates from important events like this. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the Now Local News app so you can be informed whenever major happenings like this occur. Breaking now, there will be no increase in the tax levy in Lincoln Public Schools' proposed budget. The Board of Education just releasing this information a little while ago. It comes as you, the public, can give your 2 cents on the upcoming budget proposal tonight for this upcoming school year. This is going to be, the hearing is going to be during the board's regular meeting at the district office there on O Street at 6 p.m. We will be keeping you up to date as we learn what people have to say about the tax levy and the proposed budget. Tonight, new details, a good update on the search for a missing Lincoln man. Lincoln police say they have now found Daniel Marr, and he is safe. He was seen walking away from a Southwest Lincoln residence around 2 a.m. yesterday. Police were concerned because he's on special medication, but around 2 o'clock this afternoon, LPD finding Marr, and again, saying he is okay. Let's get a look at your first forecast for this Tuesday night. We've been seeing a couple of sprinkles of rain around Lincoln today. You can see some of the droplets in this video sent it to our Now Local News app by citizen journalist Melanie. Hasn't stayed rainy all day, though. Let's take a peek at what's going on outside right now. Look at that. Beautiful shot. Some clouds, some sunshine. You're taking a live look through our tower camera right outside our station. It was another cool day. You know, some areas, though, receiving more rain than we did, and it was much needed. The question is more on the way? Here's Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
There is a little bit of rain out there. We'll take a look at that in a second. It's just an isolated thunderstorm that's just kind of sitting in one place for now. But outside in Lincoln, a lot of sunshine finally. It was a cloudy gray start to the day, but sun finally coming out. A few leftover cumulus clouds. I think we'll see mostly sunny skies for the rest of this late afternoon. 75, that's it, 75 degrees, down to 70 with partly cloudy skies through 9 p.m. and into the 60s just before midnight. More sunshine in Beatrice, Shones Roofing Camp at 6th and Perkins. A lot of traffic going by as everybody heads home from work. I'm guessing there. 75 degrees in Beatrice with east-southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. Almost everybody in the 70s, at 80 in O'Neill, but everybody else in the 70s. And the dew points a little higher than they were yesterday. There's that isolated thunderstorm I was talking about just northeast of O'Neill. Looks like it's just trying to make its way into Knox County and northeastern Holt County, and it's staying right there. That is associated with a frontal boundary that will try to move south and east as we head through tonight. This is where it's at by 11 p.m., so it doesn't go very far very fast. We'll try to make it just north of Lincoln between Columbus and Omaha, probably over there by Fremont by 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then that'll be it as we head towards tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the 60s. There are more thunderstorm chances out there and a lot of heat headed our way. That forecast in a few.
Thank you, Rusty. New developments now. An NCAA panel voting today to approve changes to certain rules for college athletes. The decision giving D1 athletes 5 years to play 5 seasons, starting when they're enrolled full-time in college or the academic year after their 19th birthday. In the past, their clock started at the time of enrollment but didn't impose any age limits. This decision also eliminates redshirt seasons and waivers for injuries. Again, they're getting 5 years. And that's how it's going to be. The new rule takes effect this fall. Nebraska basketball suffered an early season injury. Update today. For the latest, let's send things over to Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson, who joins us here in the studio. And Nate, what's the news from the team today?
Yeah, thank you, Rod. Well, certainly not the update you want to see in the offseason, but freshman Colin Rice suffered a broken bone in his right hand during a team workout earlier this week. Rice, a Waukee, Iowa native and a 4-star product, was ranked as the 91st best player in his class by ESPN and a top 80 player by other media outlets. Now, Rice will be sidelined for the remainder of the summer practices. According to athletic trainer Andrew McCabe, Rice will be in a protective splint for approximately 6 weeks before returning to on-court drills with the hope to be cleared to return to full activity when the team resumes workouts in late August. Rice has a lot of potential as a playmaking forward at 6'8", 6'9", and I know the Huskers are excited about his upside, so we'll be praying for a speedy recovery and a smooth transition back to the court later in August, maybe September. Now, we'll play more to talk about in the Sports Zone at 6. We'll see you there. That'll do it for me for now. Rod, will send things back over to you.
All right, thank you, Nate. New tonight, Memorial Stadium is going to be hosting another different sport. They're partnering with Upper Deck Golf to transform the stadium into a 9-hole golf course, and you can get in on the action yourself. They're doing this to raise money for Stand Up to Cancer. They haven't announced the prices of the tee times yet, but they'll come in standard, premium, and VIP packages. You can sign up now on Upper Deck's golfing website to get early access. There will probably be a lot of people wanting to get on this list, so the earlier you check it out, if you're interested, the better. October 16th and 17th are the 2 dates. The course in Memorial Stadium will be available to play. Well, stay with us. We have more heading your way after the break and a fresh batch of stories for our 6 o'clock news, including cracking pavement, a water main break in Hastings causing some serious damage, what the city is resorting to doing to patch things up. And coming up after the break, Savannah's statement. Savannah Guthrie speaks out on the ransom note saying her mother is dead, what she's desperately asking of the public. And tonight, you can find out who your favorite NBA teams are picking right here on Channel 8. The NBA draft starts at 7 o'clock Central Time, and the first 30 picks will happen tonight. Plus, when it's over, you don't have to change the channel. Stay right here to watch our late newscast. We'll be right back after the break. Developing now a desperate plea following a harrowing release of information on Nancy Guthrie. We're getting a statement from her daughter, Savannah, following ABC News making the contents of a second ransom note public. Guthrie making her emotional statement on the Today Show this morning. Now with everyone having the knowledge of the contents of the second ransom note sent to the Tucson TV station months ago, but just being made public. The note says that Nancy Guthrie died after the kidnapping and was buried in nature.
But I can't pretend I'm not here. And so since I am, I wanted to just take the opportunity to ask people to beg people to come forward. Somebody knows something. And this is a news story today that is on your radar, but this is the life that my sister lives, that I live, that my brother lives, that our extended families live, that our children live every day. And we are in agony. This is a moment to tell you that we need your help. We're begging for your help. And I'm not going to miss that opportunity. And so please, if you're watching, no matter how small, the reward is there. You can tell us. It can be anonymous. please do the right thing for us, for our family, for our children.
The suspect's whereabouts still unknown, and the suspect remains anonymous. Well, tomorrow marks 5 years since that deadly condo collapse in the Miami suburb of Surfside, Florida. 98 people were killed. Federal investigators are now saying columns in the Surfside condo began failing 3 weeks before the larger catastrophic collapse, causing cracks to grow and loads to shift in the pool deck.
Once the first connection failed, other elements of the pool deck were left to carry their loads. But they were not strong enough to handle them due to problems that stemmed from the original design and construction of the building.
Where the building once stood, the names of the 98 victims are now part of a memorial. Also developing now, little by little, crews are getting the upper hand on the South Fork fire in northwest Nebraska. Here's a quick update from the fire tracker map. It's now 92% contained. It's burned nearly 40,000 acres. 72 personnel are still on the site, mostly putting out hot spots, but some of the terrain there is hard to get to. We'll keep you posted as they get ever so closer to completely putting out this fire.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
The first days of summer continue to feel like the first days of spring. 77 degrees. We should be at 87. 59, we should be at 64. Another below average day. And, you know, I mean, 77 isn't too bad. So we'll take these as often as Mother Nature wants to throw them our way. And it looks like it's just a couple of more days. And then the switch gets flipped to on for summer. Looking at the Berry Law Cam, it's a nice day. Not a lot of breeze. Dew point's a little up there today, but a mixture of clouds and sun. More sun now. There was more clouds earlier, but look at these temperatures. We're at 77 in Norfolk, 77 in Lincoln, 74 Grand Island, only 72 in Hebron, but 80 in O'Neill, and that's where there are some thunderstorms, which we'll look at here in a minute. 76 in Omaha, 76 also in Nebraska City, only 72 in York, Hastings, Hebron. It's my favorite high temperature of the day, so well done, guys. Dew point, like I said, a little bit higher. We were mainly in the middle and upper 50s yesterday. Now we're in the lower and middle 60s today, so that's creeping up a little bit. The wind, though, less than 10 miles an hour for everybody. It's kind of out of it. That's a little variable. Mixture of clouds and sun. Precipitation I was talking about right there. One isolated little thunderstorm in Knox County and just northeastern Holt County, maybe into Boyd a little bit. Spot shower here just north of Columbus. This was a shower or thunderstorm too, just along that Kansas-Nebraska border. So there's not a lot going on. That may change those we head through tonight. That line up here towards O'Neill will try to form and gives us a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, but doesn't really amount to much. So we wait. The next chance for precipitation comes our way in central Nebraska late in the morning into the early afternoon hours. That kind of fizzles, but what I'm watching is that some strong storms into parts of the Panhandle and southwestern Nebraska. Some of these could get strong to severe. Notice eastern Nebraska not seeing much needed precipitation out there, but it just kind of flies all over the place. A line of storms here by early Thursday morning. Spot showers and thunderstorms in south central and southeast Nebraska. Cluster of storms down here towards McCook. So it's all over the place. Very unorganized. When storms are unorganized, that usually means that the severe weather threat is low, and that's fine by me. We'll take the rain, and if we can dodge the severe weather, by all means. But here's what your severe weather threat looks like for Wednesday. It's because of those storms moving out of the upper elevations of the Rockies and into this yellow shaded area Wednesday night. So after 6 p.m., they may make it into central Nebraska before sunset, but by then everything starts to dwindle away. Hail is probably the #1 threat for far western Nebraska. Tornado threat into parts of the Panhandle, and then damaging wind also a possibility. But again, once the sun sets, that will probably start to fizzle out and just be thunderstorms after that. And we'll take the rain. Tonight, temperatures pretty close to 60 to 65. Highs tomorrow, again, another day below average. We should be in the upper 80s. We'll be in the upper 70s and lower 80s, barely the lower 80s. doesn't last much longer. The next 3 days, 80, 75 storms possible on Thursday, and then 80 on Friday. Then here we go. Okay, temperatures in the lower and middle 90s Sunday and all of next week.
All right, thank you, Rusty. New tonight, police recruits build bridges before earning their badge. The Lincoln Police Department is thanking community organizations for helping train new recruits. As part of their cultural awareness training, recruits met with nonprofits to learn more about services that support citizens. LPD says the goal of these visits is a better understanding the communities they will soon serve. Also new tonight, the Ashland Fire Department is able to purchase trench rescue equipment due to generous donations. These funds help better position the staff to serve their community. Fire department officials say they can't thank everyone enough for the donations and endless support. President Trump speaking about the war in Iran at Mack Trucks in Pennsylvania. What started as an appeal to the workers at Mack Trucks, spotlighting the American economy, turned into the president giving us more details on where we stand with peace talks with Iran. Let's take a listen.
But as you know, we just achieved a historic peace agreement with Iran to end the conflict in the Strait of Hormuz. And by the way, yesterday, 19 million barrels of oil flowed out of the Strait of Hormuz, a very beautiful place.
If this peace agreement fails, the newly passed War Powers Resolution by the Senate means that Trump will have to get congressional approval to continue the war. Right now, researchers at Nebraska Game and Parks are celebrating after catching a little brown bat in eastern Nebraska. It's the first one they've caught since 2016. Biologists say these bats are increasingly more difficult to find after a fungal infection spread across Nebraska that stunted their population. Researchers are now monitoring and surveying little brown bat populations. Well, don't go anywhere. We have more for you after the break and a whole lot more coming up at 6 o'clock, including Buzzing with Civics, the Nebraska Chamber announcing the winner of the State Civics Bee. Who is moving on to compete at the national level? Find out when we come back. New at 5, deputies enjoying some family fun at a local pond. Kids spent the day casting lines with Hall County deputies at the Fishing with First Responders event. Smiles all around from the kids to the deputies. They spent their time sharing fishing tips and making memories along the shoreline. I remember, it's been a while since I was fishing. I remember as a kid growing up on the farm, we'd fish in some ponds and catch bullheads. Now, some people will turn their nose at bullheads, but we ate them. They were good. Did you fish?
Yeah, we didn't have many lakes to go to in northwest Nebraska, but we tried. Bluegill was usually what we had a lot of.
Yeah. Well, let me throw out a line and reel in the forecast. One last check, buddy.
Jeez. That was good.
Oh, I got one. I think it's a rusty. It's a rusty Dawkins.
And I've caught on to a thunderstorm in north central northeast Nebraska, just in Knox County here over by Verdigris, just northwest of Plainview, moving south and east, and maybe eventually Norfolk. Wakefield sees an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but all of this will try to push south and east as we head through the evening hours. Temperature-wise, we're in the 70s. A little cooler to the west, but most of us in the 70s right now. A comfortable evening. As we head through tonight, there's those storms by 10 p.m. and they may linger into eastern Nebraska overnight before going away completely by 6 a.m. The next chance for storms in central Nebraska in the morning, and then parts of western Nebraska right around there. And we could see some strong to severe storms out of that by tomorrow night.
Thank you, Rusty. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here at 6.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join. Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
All of us